Welcome back to the Academy of God. And today I wanted to discuss with you the hope that we have in Jesus Christ. Because I've been noticing that nowadays in the church, we talk a lot about giving your life to Jesus so you can go to heaven, so you can go in the afterlife. But that is not the hope that we have in Jesus. See, Jesus did not die on the cross so people will go to heaven. He died on the cross, we say, to give us eternal life. But that eternal life is described and illustrated very clearly by Jesus Christ himself in the fact that he died and then he rose again. See, Jesus came back to life with his body. This is what he means, and that is why our hope, meaning we are hoping for something, a promise that is to come. That promise that God gave to us through Jesus, but also through to the prophets even before Jesus Christ. That hope was the hope of resurrection. This is the hope in the Christian faith. And it is something that I've noticed has been forgotten in the church today. We preach a lot about the death of Jesus Christ, his crucifixion, but we forget the most important part, which is his resurrection, because our power as believers, our authority and power comes from his resurrection. And Paul says it himself that if Jesus if Jesus wasn't resurrected, then the entire Christian faith is meaningless. It only has meaning because of his resurrection. His resurrection is what defeated death. And in a similar way, we are promised resurrection, resurrecting unto glory. But resurrection is supposed to be a central theme in the Christian faith. See, we don't live as Christians hoping to go to heaven. We are hoping that there's coming a day of resurrection. Because if anyone has read the book of Revelation in the New Testament, then you should know that the New Jerusalem is supposed to come on earth. Jesus Christ is supposed to come back on earth. Even God is supposed to dwell on earth with his saint. So everybody is coming back on earth. So if heaven is trying to invade earth, why are you trying to go back and live in heaven? See? That's why when you give your life to Jesus, when we give our lives to Jesus, God doesn't just rapture us instantly because he wants us on earth. He created Adam and Eve on earth, not in heaven. And he's going to come back to live with us on earth. And that's really important because when we remember that we are going to be resurrected, see, it's no longer about the afterlife because the Christian faith is not about an afterlife. It doesn't talk about the afterlife. It talks about the age to come. What is the age to come? It's basically the age that is coming after the present age, the current way the society is built. There is an era that is coming after it. It's called the next age. That's why there is no end time in the Bible. It talks about the end of the ages. There is no end of the world in the Bible. It talks about the end of the ages. Why? Because Jesus Christ is coming to establish a new age. And his coming is followed also by the resurrection of many.